Hello and welcome to Itchy Doodles. I am Itchy and I'm here sharing a probably short uh, video on the Clip Studio Paint / Manga Studio 5 Basics. Let's draw. So this video is aimed towards to those who are unfamiliar with digital art and want to start drawing from the get-go. So um, let's get right to it. So these are the windows that you're most likely to use frequently when you are drawing. Um, this is the Subtool window that usually appears from whatever tool you choose over here. Okay, and you can choose whatever tool you want. It will have its presets that you can use, presets. You can also import presets, and you can also make your own. I'll share that information in um, another episode. Another video. But for now, this is the subtool window just to get familiar with it. Um, Next would be the tool property window. So it's usually below the subtool window, this little guy, and basically tweaks whatever tool you have. So like if you want to change the opacity, which means it's if you wanted less color or more color, amount of paint, density of paint. You can even remove them or show them through this little wrench tool. If you click the little wrench tool, you can even modify them. So if you click if you click the eye, they'll disappear. But if you want them there, and that tool will show up. So just play around with it. You'll find out more. And then lastly is the layers tool. So layers window. Um, the layers window helps in drawing pretty much. So um, it helps you make more layers, like for things to draw on different pages, and then you can delete them. You can put them in other folders, like say, make a folder, drag everything underneath it. It's in that one group, that sort of thing. So it makes everything pretty easy. So I'm not gonna delve too much into it because I'm just showing you how to get into the drawing phase of this what do you call this of this tutorial. So the next one would be familiarizing with the tools. So you have this tool called the eyedropper tool. It picks up color, whatever color it is you have on the canvas, which is this thing. This is the canvas. This is the canvas. Okay, so whatever color you have here, it will pick it up. Like say, let's have a softer brush here. Like say, I want that little in between green and brown. So in order to have the eye picker, to choose a color, you either click here and choose obtain color, just like that, or much easier, when you're in the brush tool right now, you can just press Alt and you can have the picker come out anytime. You see? So same thing with pen, pencil, brush, airbrush, and decoration. There are different tools that help you draw. So you can do lots of things with them. Like decoration, I really love playing with them, but sometimes, you know, just a little bit too much for me. But you know, if that's your way of having fun with the brush, have fun with the decoration tool. And then there's the eraser, which what it does, it erases things. Okay, on to the next one. Oops. Okay, so this here are the I guess these are like your swatches. Well, not really swatches because you have swatches here. I guess you can say these are your foreground and background and clear icons. So the foreground is the color you have. That's I guess the one you actively use. But you also use the background to also choose another color and switch in between both of them. So like if your foreground color like here right now is brown, you can switch by pressing X. And then if you want to switch to blue, you can press X. And then you can change the color again by choosing a color and then coloring over it. And then clear tool does what you think what clear does. It erases things. Depending on the settings of your brush, it will erase things. Whether it's soft or not. So that's the basics of drawing. Let's get right to the drawing part. So first, you want to have a document open. So what you do is press new, or you go to File New, right? Make a new document for the meantime. Let's go with what we have here. This. So now you just want to draw, right? Like, let's draw a face. Okay. So now you've drawn a face. It's just the initial sketching phase. So you have a choice of coloring on the actual layer, this thing, and go ahead and start coloring with it in different modes. Right? But you don't want to do that usually. Most digital artists are a little finicky. They want to fine tune things. So what you want to do is, I want a better drawing of this. So usually you lower the opacity from here, on this layer, of this particular layer, right? Or even change it to blue, like this blue, so they can see it better, right? And then you want a refined drawing. Settings. And you want it more refined than this one. You just, zoom in and just draw. Okay, so now you have the drawing over here. So this is usually what we call a line art. And I'm quite sure you want to color this. There's several ways to go around this. So you always try to make a new layer, put it underneath, the line art, right? And give it color, like say this one. Right. So from here, you can color through this method or use a selection method, which I usually like to do. So get the lasso tool and select the areas I want, skin color. Oops. And then press fill or use this one. It's just the same thing as this one. And it fills you with the color that you want. See? Now, there's another easier method of coloring, but it takes time to get used to. So with the line art, you can make a line art into a reference layer. So with the reference layer, it actually serves as a reference for your other layers to work around. So what you can do is if you want to just fill, but based on the reference layer, you choose the fill to refer to other layers, and then just fill it out. Now the tricky part here too is usually it will spread if you don't have a closed area that it refers to. So like the neck, it's open, it's gonna color everything else. See? So what I usually like to do is do this, and then go back to the tool. There, we got one clear, the face done. You can do the hair done. Like say, oh, see? But sometimes it has these little things called leftovers. Or at least I'd like to call them leftovers. I try to make sure I go through most of them so that I don't see any of these leftovers behind. They can show through your drawings even though you're zoomed out pretty well. But yeah, so do as you want to do with painting stuff. Put colors, put shading, everything. So, oh, let's put a color to the eye. Okay, so these are the basics of I guess line art and coloring. You can always mix them together if you want to color them in one layer. Like say, let's make a copy. So you can always make a really soft brush here. You can always work through the layer and paint around it. So traditional artists, if you're familiar with your medium, choose brushes with the mediums closest to where you're familiar with, like watercolor or oil paint or Indian ink. Like oil paint is fun. And just experiment through it. So yeah, I encourage you to just play around and see how your experimentation goes. And that's basically it. And then when you're done and you want to save your art, you have several choices to save. You go to File, Save As, or this button, which is the Save button. So File, Save As, save it in your preferred folder. Choose Clip Studio format if you want to edit it again and still have all the layers intact. This is the best format I recommend. You can save it as a Photoshop document. You can save it as a BMP or bitmap, a JPEG, a PNG, TIFF, and a target. And then once you save it, you can find it in your folders, and then ta-da, you have an artwork. So yeah, this is just basics on how to use the drawing tools. I hope you enjoyed, and tell me what you think. Or show me what you think. What results did come out from this little exploration of yours into Manga Studio? So yeah, thank you, and see you next time.